Hey, sis.
Hey, sis.
Not you already starting cackling like. And hey, y'all, welcome back to Hold Up.
Let me call my sis.
Her. I'm your girl, Teacher Makeup Hogue, affectionately known as Deconstructing Neuro.
And I am Lamia Radiant. That's it.
Hey, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Another
So,
week. We've
another week,
survived another
y'all.
week, Lord.
Listen, we really do have to count the weeks. The day, I mean, at first it was the months. Now it's like we counting weeks, but before
We count hours at this point. It's
I
like
don't even know, bro. I don't even know.
earlier today, I was literally talking to mommy about like our escape plan, and I'm not gonna put it out here, but obviously
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Everyone should have one.
pull you up to speed. But yeah, I bring that up to say everybody. It's unfortunate, but everybody should have an escape plan. Even if that means that you have like someplace here that a bunch of people are meeting up to like share their resources and like protect
That
each
too.
other. That is a viable escape plan, because one thing that I've been seeing a lot, and actually it's two things, but it's related to the same thing. So one thing is you got a lot of people who have left the United States either way before what's been happening or because of what's been happening recently. And some of them have this tone of like, you're stupid if you stay. Like, I don't see how y'all still there. Like, why haven't y'all left? Like, look at how good it is out here, right?
Is that really their tone? Not
It's
considering
not
that
everybody,
some
but
people,
there have been
okay,
some people that
because
have
that's
been
just
like
not
that,
something
right?
everybody can just do. So
And
there's
that's the
that.
next point. It's like, so yeah, some people want to leave, some people
Yeah.
can leave, and they will. But there are so many people who literally don't have the means to leave or genuinely don't want to because this is where the fuck they're from. And they're like, why should I be driven away because we got a motherfucking sentient turd and all of his ilk being fucking Nazis?
Yeah.
You know, and then again, then there are other people who are elderly, disabled. They literally rely on being in their homes. Their homes are set up to accommodate them.
Right.
And
That's
that
the
would be,
thing.
yeah, they literally can't move. And so it's like, yeah, it's a viable option to create safe communities and build
That's a
as
good
much
point.
sovereignty as you can here if moving is not an option or even a desire. For me, you know me, I've always wanted to
Get up
travel
out.
anyway.
Yeah.
So for me, it's no problem thinking about an escape route. That means getting the fuck out.
Yeah. And
But
I had to look up, like, because the government is shut down too. So for those who need to know, you can still get your passport and all that stuff, even with the shutdown. All that stuff still is essential, apparently. I don't know if
that
they're
is
getting
very
paid. I hope they are. I hope they one of the few people still getting paid, but they do have to show up to work. So just know you might get a disgruntled worker when you go there, but so be nice.
yeah.
Be
Bring
nice to
them
them.
some tea or something. Like
Bring
come
them
with
some.
some
Bring them some
sweet.
money. Like,
Right, exactly. Like tip them. Tip these niggas.
yeah,
Like,
buy
okay,
them
I'm
lunch
coming to
that
get my
day.
passport. I got my motherfucking money order made out to the government. But here's a 20.
Yeah, you
Or
want some
here's
lunch,
a,
baby? Exactly. Be
you
nice to them.
know,
It's a shame, but
absolutely. I'm with that. Please do, because yeah, like they're like, I have to show up because once the government opens back up, if I don't, then I don't have a job, which is stupid. And the whole reason why the
crazy.
government is shut down is because Republicans, once again, are insatiable, greedy pieces of shit who are backed by insatiable, greedy pieces of shit. And the whole reason why the government is shut down is because they can't come to an agreement on canceling the um um the credit
Right.
that Obamacare put in place that helps to regulate people's already astronomically expensive and ineffectual health insurance. But I saw a video earlier today that literally showed that um a woman who's like in her 60s, and I forget which state this is pulled from, but like on the lowest cost plan that's available for her right now, she would be paying about $287 a month for like the lowest basic bronze level plan. if they're able to eliminate the ACA or Obamacare and that credit, next year, the cheapest plan that somebody like that would be able to get would be like almost $1,200 a month.
So
It's
free
ridiculous.
Luigi, free Luigi.
Huh?
Um,
That's my man. Free the People's Princess. That's the People's Princess.
but also, maybe it's time to start thinking about, okay, like right now I get my health care through my job, and I know that if this all goes the way they trying to do it, they're gonna raise it next year as well even for me with a job. And I'm probably gonna have to opt out because I'm not paying no $1,000 something for nothing. Like I mean, yes, my job would probably match somehow. I don't know, something they do when you get it through your job, I guess. But we need to start looking into like like you said, building communities and finding like homeopathic, practitioners that
We're
are
the medicine
local,
women and medicine men
and
and
put what you would
shamans.
put them premiums that you would have been giving them, not like the original price even would be sufficient. Take that original $200 a month, give it to these shamans, give it to these herbalists, you know give it to these people, these farmers. Like, food is medicine too. Like, it's just,
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean, but this is all stuff we should have been doing, and now it's like, and
Of course.
I'm guilty of it too. I'm speaking as a we, as I'm inclusive. So, you know,
Absolutely. Absolutely,
yeah.
but it's because of the culture that we grew up in. We've grown up in America. We've grown up in a
Mhm.
culture that it literally runs on planned obsolescence. I think I told you about that before.
Say that word
I
again.
learned about that when I was in college. Planned obsolescence,
Mhm.
where it basically means that they don't build things to last. They build things to last for a specific amount of time and rely on you needing to
Needing to
replace
keep
it. It's baked
right.
into their business model.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's planned obsolescence. They plan for this thing to be obsolete and you having to replace it.
Oh, okay, okay. I kind of figured that's what it was, but okay.
Right.
But
It's
yeah,
okay. It's
but
not
that goes into how they're all about just like ravaging the land and resources. They're not about extent, like, yeah, they're not about even down to like, if our food had all the things that we needed, we probably would eat less. So like,
absolutely. I think I told you when I travel, I don't watch what I eat and don't gain weight when I travel. If
mm,
anything, I lose weight because I'm eating less and I'm forced to walk more because most places outside of the US aren't as car dependent, right? They have
mm,
way better public transportation. So I
interesting.
walk a lot of the times or take like the bus or take like communal transportation or something like that, like a shuttle van or something like that.
Yeah.
And then like I said, I eat whatever the fuck I want when I travel and I don't gain weight. I don't get sluggish. I actually am less hungry. If I eat breakfast, I usually don't eat lunch. I'll just eat breakfast
Mm,
and dinner. Or if I skip breakfast, I'll eat like a light lunch and then a nice sized
yeah.
dinner.
Even portion sizes too. Like, our portion sizes are. When I go to Dunkin' Donuts, I'm always getting a small. Usually, if it's like a cold drink, because if you
Hmm.
get a medium, it's like the size of my damn head. Like, that's not medium.
And
No.
then it's like half sugar too.
Right. Right.
Like I started making my coffee more. Um Firstly to save money, but
Mhm.
also
Mhm.
because I can control the amount of sugar in it, which usually
Mhm.
is next to none because Jordan Skinny Syrups, not sponsored, but we could be. Jordan Skinny Syrups, I fucks with them. You get damn near any flavor you want and it's zero sugar,
Mm.
0 calories.
And it
Right?
doesn't taste
Like
like that weird aftertaste
it
sometimes.
doesn't have that
Okay.
metallic-y or even like that erythritol kind of
Yeah.
taste.
Ugh.
I hate that shit. No, cause look, I'm drinking coffee right
Erythritol.
now, and I made
Mhm.
it with Jordan Skinny Syrup, hazelnut, with a little bit of oat milk.
Yes.
Ugh!
Oh, yes.
It's so fucking
I was
good.
so mad when Dunkin' Donuts discontinued their hazelnut swirl. I was like, "Why would y'all do that?" But
I don't
it's
even
been
know what
French
that is. I
vanilla.
can't tell you the last time I've been to Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
I was, and to some extent still am, a Starbucks girl. Like if I'm out, I'll get a Starbucks, and I don't care what people have to say about it. I understand. I boycott it. I'm also autistic, and I have very few things that I like, and that
And
I
I have
can get.
very few things that
I'm
I
that like,
like.
look, I have like, there's very few things that I like and can tolerate. So if I'm out and about and I need a pick me up, I'm gonna
Mm.
stop at Starbucks. But if I can help it, if I'm near a Wawa, I'll
Yeah,
stop at
Wawa for
Wawa.
sure. Whenever
Or
I'm up
if
there,
I'm
Wawa all
home,
day.
exactly, if I'm home, like right now, I'm gonna just
Yeah.
make me my own coffee.
Well,
But if I'm
that's
out
a
and
form
about,
of boycotting for you because you used to go every day. So,
right, twice a day, like, and get
Uh,
food and shit too. Like it was, like Starbucks was like baked into my budget. Like I'm not even gonna
the
lie.
heck
Like
on
I
it.
knew I was gonna be at Starbucks a lot, especially when I had my corporate job. Because also the money was cute. So like I
Right.
never had to worry about. I'm like, oh, I want Starbucks twice a day. I don't have to think about it.
But it's
um,
crazy how they add up though. Starbucks, that's
yeah,
the other thing. Starbucks is not cheap and it needs to be because it's really I listen, I used to work there. I know those ingredients
at one of they
are not.
like specialty shops, right? What was it called?
Oh yeah, it was what they called the Starbucks Reserve.
Oh, okay.
So it was one of the fancier ones and it was right by if you're familiar with Atlanta, it was by the Fox Theater. So that's like one of the major, where musicals and stuff come and a lot of like,
Mhm.
major acts come. And yeah, so we had an extended bar where like there was all these fancy Ethiopian and like all Nicaraguan, like they would have all these fucking like fancy ass coffees over there with these special ways to make it. You get your pour over and like it was just so it was extra. At one point they had alcohol for like a couple of months and then I don't know why
Really?
they yeah. So they had like Baileys and stuff over there too for a little
Oh,
while.
for
Then
like espresso martinis and shit.
yeah, it was only for a little while though. I think they were trying to test it out and see. I guess it just wasn't. I guess it wasn't worth the cost to have because you start having liquor stuff. You have to have a liquor license, and it's like I guess it really wasn't adding up for them.
Got you.
But generally, yeah, it was a fancy ass spot. They still there. I go back there sometimes. I be seeing the same niggas. It's been years since I worked there too, like
Yeah,
pre-pandemic, and I'm like, but
that
anyway.
is true. Yeah, it's been a minute. But some people they stick with it. But
Yeah.
either way, yeah, I'm just like, look, you're right. It is very much overpriced. Like, um, yeah, because especially like now that if I buy my own coffee and I buy good, cute little small batch bags from Trader Joe's, or like this
Mhm.
summer when I came back from Guatemala, I bought me a bag of Guatemalan coffee with me.
Oh, I know that was
Shit,
good.
big ass bag. It wound up only being, and I bought it at the airport too, so it was already like up
Oh,
priced.
right.
And it still wound up, maybe it was like 20, it was converted to like $20.
How big a bag was it?
So big that we just ran out of it like a couple weeks ago, and I came back in the middle of July.
Oh,
It was a
and
big
it's
ass bag because
October
again I bought it
now.
at the airport after I had already went through security, right? So I
Okay.
didn't have to worry about the size of it. I was like, true. So I just bought a
And
big
you
ass
drink
bag of
coffee every
pre-ground rice.
day too. So
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's not too bad. Yeah, 20. Yeah, you could spend $20 just on a few lattes and a frappuccino.
2 trips to Starbucks is easily $20 if you, especially if you get something to eat. It might just be one trip, like,
Exactly.
um,
Exactly.
but yeah, that's just kind of. I mean, like, I've been into listening to my body
Yeah.
and actually like taking care of myself holistically, and like really paying attention to like how my body responds to certain things.
Starbucks, just get the espresso with like almond milk and like a little bit of some type of syrup if you want it sweetened. All that frappuccino stuff, and I'm telling y'all, it is garbage.
All it
I'm
is
just
sugar. If you
saying.
look at the nutritional facts, like even when I do go to Starbucks, firstly, I was never a Frappuccino girl. Like never. They
Mm,
were always too sweet to me, and I don't like frozen coffee.
mm-hmm.
Um, but I am a latte shaken espresso girl.
Yeah.
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 So basically I just like espresso and milk. If
That's
you
really
put
all
it
you
down
should
to
do
it.
from there. Yeah.
And so that is what I get, but I love the seasonal flavors that they have. So like right
Uh,
now
right.
it's pecan season as well as pumpkin spice. I have not been able to find a sugar-free pecan syrup that gives. So that's why every once in a while I'll still
Mm.
go, because I'm like, this
Yeah, if it's a
so
treat here
fucking
and
good.
there, go for it. But yeah, on a regular
Right. But yeah,
basis, do not.
like I said, I put some hazelnut Jordan Skinny syrup and some pumpkin spice oat milk
Mm-hmm.
creamer
Oh
in my
yeah.
coffee with some
Okay.
cinnamon. Cause I told
Yeah,
you I'm gonna put cinnamon in with the
that
grounds.
sounds dope.
And
I
it's
like it.
delicious. I fucks with
Yeah,
it. So
girl.
but actually,
um.
since we were talking about the environment and shit like that, that actually is a good segue into our watching and did. So like again, somebody come up with some transitions and some music for us. Right now we be just doing this shit
I got a
off the
homegirl
cuff.
I'm gonna reach out to actually. I
Her,
do.
okay,
Yeah.
true. But yes, this week on our Watcher and Dancer, we're talking about AI, artificial intelligentsia.
You know, I had a question about that though. I was thinking about this last week. Like AI stands for artificial intelligence in English, but AI is not just a English thing. Like it's everywhere. Like, is it called something else in other languages? Do you know?
That's a good point. I mean, as someone who speaks Spanish, if somebody just gave me those words and said artificial intelligence and asked me to translate it without it having this connotation, I
Mm-hmm.
would say inteligencia artificial. So it would
IA.
be IA because the adjective comes after the noun, unless it's possessive.
Okay. I was curious
So
about that.
yeah, no, but
Mm.
another thing that you brought up, AI is I is the Japanese word for love.
Oh.
Literally just AI. If you write it out in, like, they call it
Mm.
romaji when you write a Japanese word with like
Letters.
English or Latin letters
Yeah.
instead of
Not the like.
characters like
Right.
hiragana, katakana. It's AI. I. You know, I studied a little Japanese, so I'm like, they
What
got
the
hiragana, katakana, kanji, and then when they write it with R
Konnichiwa.
letters, it's. I was talking about their writing system. When they write it with R letters, it's called romaji. But
Interesting.
anyway,
My
I be
sister's smart,
knowing.
yo. She's smart.
Hmm.
But yeah, so yeah, AI, I don't know. Well, you state why you wanted to talk about this, because I think it'd be the best way to jump on.
No problem. Yeah, no, the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because it actually kind of started with either last week or maybe even last week was like building on like a theme of
Mm-hmm.
how like I've come to realize that everything is neutral. And when you say that, so many people like get triggered because they're like there's already a connotation attached to certain things. And
Yeah.
so they're like, how can death be neutral? Or how can somebody getting hurt be neutral? And
Mm.
you're right. Like I get it. Like how you experience it is valid. But what I'm saying is the thing itself, the entity, the event or occurrence or whatever
Mm.
itself is neutral. How you view it, how you allow it to affect you or influence you, or how you use it, your intention behind it, is what dictates whether or not it's going to have a positive or negative influence or impact on you or others, right?
Mm.
And so, again, going back to my water analogy, water, it could be life saving. You clean yourself in it. It could also take your life, right? So water itself is neutral. How it's being used is, or how it's being weaponized isn't.
Mm-hmm. The thing
And
itself
so the
is
thing
like,
itself is, right? And
yeah.
so, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Were you gonna say something?
Well, because I was thinking about, like, if I'm someone whose child was murdered, like, do we say that event is neutral? Or the gun or whatever weapon was used is neutral, but that could be going into a tangent that you're not quite talking about. So that's why I was like, let
Yeah,
me
it's
not
not.
like.
I mean, because like I said, I could sit here. You can give me any scenario, and I could tell you how it could be perceived as positive or perceived as negative, right? Um, but yeah, I'm not. We're not
Yeah,
talking
that's a
about
whole
that
other
right now. That's a whole
conversation.
different
But
conversation.
an entity, like like just items, like non. personal, what's the word I'm looking for?
There's creations or like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, everything, every
yeah,
like a thing, noun as a noun, person, place, thing, neutral.
yeah, absolutely. That's a great way to put it, right?
Mhm.
So with AI itself is not evil. However, the reason why so many people see it as evil is because it's being weaponized for evil. While AI itself is neutral, but the reason why so many people see it as evil is because it's being used evilly, right? Like, so the way that like people's biggest gripe is two biggest gripes. It's the environmental factor
Yeah.
and the fear of replacement, right? And I'm gonna address them separately.
Mhm.
The first one is the environmental factor, right? There's so much water that's being used to cool down the servers. So every time you use AI, whether you're intentionally using it by like going to Chat GBT or Soros or something like that,
Mhm.
or now you have AI that's like inadvertently being pushed, not inadvertently, but like without your permission being pushed
Involuntarily.
on
Like, I just wanna Google
involuntarily.
something and
There you
now
go.
it's AI as an option. I'm like, and it just comes up. I didn't ask for the
Exactly. It's
AI.
the first thing, like, you don't even ask for it to come up, it just does it, or shit on Instagram or any meta thing. They're
Yeah,
like, "Oh,
mhm.
do you wanna use our AI?" No, I don't. I
No.
don't need to use fucking AI on Instagram. Like, nobody fucking needs it, but it's being forced on us because it's being seen and used as purely a profit center for people
Mhm.
who are literally just black holes and they consume. Literally nothing will ever be enough. It reminds me of Colors of the Wind from
Yes.
Pocahontas.
You
You can own
will,
the earth and still all you'll
all
own
you
is earth until
tell.
like
Yeah, seriously.
that they literally they
And it's
consume,
all
consume,
for
consume.
convenience now, because it's like we don't really want for anything. We have everything we could possibly need. AI is
It's
just
everything
making
we could
things more
possibly need
convenient,
is
I
in
guess.
existence, but we don't have access to it. Because we do everything
Mm,
that we need, Mama Earth has provided for us, but we don't have access to it because these same people who have weaponized AI at the expense of our only home
yeah.
have done other things to do it. So like so the environmental factor, right? It takes an immense amount of water to cool down these servers.
Mm,
And because of that, they're not doing it in a way that is safe and regulated. They're just
yep.
letting the waste
Oh
affect the
God.
local drinking water, infect the local soil around these AI processing plants, right? Because they don't care about people, they don't care about the land. All they care about is how I can make the most money. And not having
Mm,
government regulations around environmental protections means that they don't have to pay certain amounts of money to do things certain amounts of ways that are going to be
mhm.
more sustainable. Instead, they could just dump toxic fucking waste directly into people's drinking
Drinking
water
water.
supplies, the soil where our food grows, the
Mm,
air that we breathe, right? And so
mm,
this is why a lot of people see AI and people who use AI as evil because it's like,
yeah.
how can you use this knowing what it's doing to the environment,
Because
right?
everything's about productivity.
Right.
Everything's
It's
about
about them maximizing their their profit and they don't care at what expense because all they care about is
Mhm.
year over year growth. Like literally, I remember I told you when I worked in corporate and I finally got out of the customer service and went over to the the like logistical kind of
Uh,
like I forget the word that I even used to use for it. The whatever side,
mm,
the more behind the scenes
yeah, I
side.
can't remember either.
Right, and that's how much you know I don't think about this shit anymore, which
Right.
I love. Like, but anyway,
Amen.
right? So,
Mhm.
so anyway, right? So it's a little more the behind the scenes, like corporate side.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so the sales goals, like each year they have a sales goal to outsell the year before. And there's all these marketing initiatives and all these
Mhm.
people in place to try to beat their sales record from the year before. And it's like, it does not matter if they had a very profitable year the year before. They see it as a failure if the next year they don't sell even more. And it's
Mm.
like this endless growth is literally unsustainable because
It's
you're
like, it's a
using finite.
cancer. It's
It
a
is. It's a
cancer.
cancer. Cancer biologically is
A overgrowth of
unsus-
cells.
unsustainable. Yes, growth that is indiscriminate, right? And
Mm.
it's at the expense of your healthy cells.
Right.
And
Right.
so capitalism is a cancer to humanity. It literally is killing people and our environment, right? And so I get why so many people look at AI just from that one perspective as evil.
Mm-hmm.
And then take the second point of
Mm.
the replacement, the fear of replacement. And we talked about this earlier. Most people, if we had our basic needs met, like we had a universal basic income, we had universal health care, we had free education, free
Mm-hmm.
daycare, and genuinely had like social safety nets,
Yeah.
and it did, and like not relying on your employer for health care and all that shit. Most people would actually not be afraid to have their fucking customer service job replaced by AI.
Mm.
Most people, like, if you called a bank and you just wanted to check your balance,
Mm-hmm.
you wouldn't have to wait on hold because AI would just handle that for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
The reason why so many people are like, they're trying to replace us with AI is the fear of losing your livelihood, because if you don't
Mm-hmm.
have a job in this country, you don't have anything. You
Anything,
don't have
yeah. You don't have
anything.
even your basics. Like you're saying, like, if we at least knew, okay, if we work any kind of job at all, then our taxes are going to cover things like you said, basic necessities, like housing. Cuz I think it is good to have like at least the option of government housing. Yes, you can have the option to make all this money and get yourself a nice mansion, private owned or whatever. Like, that's private housing or whatever like that.
Hmm.
But at least there should be an option that, like, I work a job, and not even like a job. Like, I till a farm. You know what I mean? Like,
A
less stuff.
career. People would have
Yeah,
careers instead of jobs. Because, like, that's another thing. You
that's
brought up
true.
something that made me think. There's a lot of people who still are, like, don't realize that they are, like, they have been programmed this way. But they're like, if you give out all these handouts, ain't nobody going to want to work. Exactly. No, if you don't want to work, then you shouldn't have to, right? Because,
Mm-hmm.
like, us being forced to work means there's less people being creative. There's less people
Yep.
in the arts. There's less people being innovative,
Inventors,
right?
right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Because we're so forced to use our energy, which is our life currency, and invest it in growing these things for 1% of people, right?
yeah.
But if we were able to have our basic needs met, that doesn't mean that nobody would work. How about the people who want to be teachers, doctors, lawyers, coaches?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then there would still be people. We still need, as much as people talk about, oh, you just flipping burgers, but you go get them fucking burgers. You need the people who flip the burgers. You need people picking up your trash. You need
Yeah.
sanitation
Yes. Oh,
workers.
yes, you
You
do.
need bus drivers.
Yeah. And
We
how about we
still
have a
need all of
shortage
these
of that?
things.
That's the thing. You talking about people wouldn't want to work. We out here firing motherfuckers left and right. Hundreds of thousands of people losing jobs. So, like, it's not that people don't want to work, really. Like, they literally just don't want to pay nobody. That's
That's
the
what it
problem.
is. People don't want to work knowing that their life is being tilled away. I think we talked about this before. I don't know if it was on the episode or just, because we talk all the time. But
Mm-hmm.
there was this experiment where they had a robot that was like programmed with AI working
Mm.
in like an Amazon type
Oh,
warehouse.
I don't think you told me this.
Oh, bitch, I need to
Okay.
find it and send it to you because I'm
Uh,
paraphrasing it as well. But basically, it did the calculus of like it basically they input into this robot. This is what people in your position, like humans, are
mm.
required to do in this position. And
Mm-hmm.
it didn't take the robot very long to like figure that it would be better off dying, like killing itself, than to continue doing that.
What? A robot came to this conclusion? A robot?
Because it did the math. It did the math, and it was like, if like this is not existing. This is not existing. Like you mean to tell me that my role, you've programmed me to do this, and this is what I'm supposed to do? I've done the math. It makes more sense for me to just go ahead and self-do it.
God damn.
Yeah.
Please send me that, because
So
that's wild. That is wild. Wow. And you know what? This could be the segue into Joseph Gordon-Levitt, because what I'm finding is that more and more of arenas and careers that should be based on actual human resource, meaning like our creativity, our relationships,
mhm.
um our hands-on holistic practices, things like that, are becoming very, very corporate, very, very systems and processes,
Yep.
and all they
Because
see
everything's
is,
modified.
yeah, everything's commodified and everything's capitalized on, and they don't look at talent as genuinely gifted spirits. They are just someone that they can suck the life out of. That's
Yeah, we've
it.
been talking about energy vampires lately
Well,
too.
ain't that on your ain't that for later today? Later on this app? Ain't that your hating the hate or something like that? Or
I
loving the
don't
hate?
know, but
It should be, bitch, because
it
you
should
was
be.
going
Yeah,
off.
I
But
was,
it's a
but
lot. It's a lot of that. It's basically a bunch of like we have normalized energy vampirism.
yes,
It's very
because
normalized.
in order to make it to the heights that the people at the top have made it to, it's impossible to get there without absorbing the life of other people. This is a quote, and you can quote me, Teacher Make a Poem 2025. And if somebody said it some other kind of way, I never heard it. This is something that was a download that I got.
Okay.
Your energy is your life currency. And what you pay attention to is your investment.
That part.
And what you invest in is going to grow.
Listen, say that one more time for the people in the back. One more time.
Your energy is your life currency. And what you pay attention to is what you invest in. And what you invest in is going to grow.
And
So, taking the first part of that, our energy is our life currency. These people have more money, because money is a made up thing, but they have more wealth and resources than the majority of the earth. They have this amount of resources. They've hoarded so much that they will never be able to spend that much in several lifetimes. While most people across the globe struggle either to meet their basic necessities, or in some countries where they do have some levels of socialism, like in Scandinavia, there's still a level of capitalism there that doesn't allow people to reach their fullest potential. Now, again, there's still some places, like I said, like Scandinavia, that's the most optimal form of capitalism, I would say, because there's still a high level of socialism. They have universal basic income. They have, free college universities. They have paid maternity and paternity leave. All, like
It's a
weeks of paid
balance. It's a
vacation. Exactly. So
balance.
you have people who don't mind working,
Right.
because it's like you just said, it's a balance. They're like, well, I get to live my life, I get to experience my life,
And they have
but I know I have to
expendable
trade some of my
income.
time.
Like, it makes
Exactly.
sense. Like, to me, socialism makes capitalism work better. If I know I have the three basic things: healthcare, housing, education, met, and I don't gotta pay for it, that means I will spend the money I make on other shit, which goes into capitalism. All
Thank
these other small
you.
businesses and things like that, now people have the money to give into. How does this not? But again, that's how we know it's just about greed. It's just about power, the
And
illusion of power.
immediate, they want it now. It's like
Yeah.
they don't think about sustainable growth, because there is a way to grow sustainably. Like you just said, if you start off small, you keep your prices, competitive and low, whatnot.
Mhm.
And then people have disposable income. Nobody's gonna have problems dropping, like, if I didn't have to come out of pocket for medicine, or have to pay for car insurance
Right.
and all these other kind of insurances that are all scams. um do you know how much I like to shop? Going back to when I worked in corporate, you saw what my closet looked like, right?
Yeah, it was cute. That's cute.
It was also very full. I had no problem shopping because I was like,
It was
all of my
it
needs
was
are met
also
right
very
now. So this
that
extra
part.
money was burning a fucking hole in my pocket. And what did I
That
do? I
part.
traveled. I
Travel,
bought
yep, went to
shit.
we went concerts and shit, like
Concerts, having
mhm.
experiences,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Living life while still working a fucking job. I was
Mhm.
just lucky that I had a position. First, I'm single, no kids, and had a position that paid me well above the average,
Mhm, mhm.
and
And
had a
even
lot of benefits. I didn't have to pay
and
a car note and car insurance and shit like that.
and even more so if you're someone whose career is giving back to society. So if you are a firefighter, policeman, teacher, um
Doctor,
doctor,
lawyer,
I mean doctors already make a lot of money, but like even like some of these nurses, they need to be making just as much as a doctor. Like
CNAs,
they like
people
these
who
motherfuckers
come and wipe these people's
senior
asses in their last years of
exactly. The
life.
fact that there are nursing aides and things like that that are homeless. Yeah. Nursing aides homeless. That's
Teachers
unacceptable.
who work 2, 3 side hustles, paying for school supplies with their own fucking
Own
money.
fucking money. Yeah, that's unacceptable. These are people who are giving back to our society. They're at the minimum, their needs should be met. You know what I'm saying? Like if
Absolutely.
you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to make millions of dollars, go ahead. But you will forfeit some of the like government things.
You're
I
gonna
think
pay more
that's
taxes.
yeah,
I
I
feel
think
like if
that's
you make more
fair.
money, you should have a bigger tax burden. But going back to saying we're in the upside down, the people who
Mhm.
have the most money pay the less. And these and it always blows me when you have people who are poor who continue to vote for Republicans. But again, we
Unbelievable.
talked about how over 60% of the country only reads at a sixth grade reading level. So like, I'm not even gonna revisit that
Right,
topic,
right,
but
right.
they literally vote against their own interests because
Mhm.
they've been
They don't think and
propagandized.
they don't think critically and
They can't think
yeah,
critically
and they
because again,
brought in that like the
they're
propaganda, like you
functionally
said,
illiterate.
they this group of people have unfortunately realized how easy it is to just attach a cause to hatred. It
And keep
is
us
hate.
divided so that we don't see that we're all being fucked over by the same people. I go back to this all the time. This is why they were so afraid of Bernie Sanders.
Hmm.
This is why they were afraid of Martin Luther King. It's the same shit,
And this
different
is why I'm
twist.
not red or blue
Right, either, exactly. This is
either.
why I was honored to shake Bernie Sanders' hands a few years ago.
Mm,
But
hmm.
anyway,
Yeah, but
tying this back to
AI.
AI, I was about to say tying this back to AI, right? So you don't have people following their passions because there's still people. There's so many people who want to be doctors, want to be lawyers, want to be teachers, but they can't even go to school to do that because school is
Yeah.
fucking expensive. You go into debt just to get an education to do what you want to do. So many
Hmm.
people either don't do it, can't do it, and now they're working 2, 3, jobs that barely, help to pay their bills. When going back to it, it's like AI could actually take some of those jobs off of our
Hmm.
plates.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
like I said, a call center. Of course, you can't completely replace humans because, like, again, I used
Yeah,
to work in a call center. The first job that I had when I was a rep one,
yeah.
half of those shits could have been done by AI. It's people not able to log into their account.
Right. Dead ass. No, I worked at a call center too, and like, yeah, most of those phone calls were not that
We're
intricate or
not exactly,
nuanced.
or they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I need to find out where the nearest dealership is." Like, you could have went online to do that, or if we had a phone line that was connected to AI, you could call in and be like, "Hey, this is my zip code," and it could tell you, right?
Yeah.
But it wouldn't completely replace things because once I became a senior rep, that is not a job that can be done by AI.
Right. It's
It
more
takes
complicated.
it
Yeah.
takes nuance. It really did
Mhm.
took a lot of nuance. That's why even people who were really good on the phone as, like, reps,
Hmm.
if they, like, wound up becoming senior reps, they would struggle, they would, like, drown because it wasn't a one-to-one transferable skill. Meaning, where
Yeah.
I used to work, it wasn't like regular customer service.
Mm.
Yes, we did some, like, regular, calls, like I just said, like, somebody couldn't log into their account, you gotta reset the password, blah, blah, blah. But
Yeah.
even some of those rep 1 or rep 2 calls were things that you had to use your brain for and use
Mhm.
discretion, right? And those are
That
so
part.
and it wasn't something that you could program into AI because it wasn't hard and fast rules. It was like this is the spirit. It's the letter of the law versus the spirit of the law, right? So AI could handle anything that was letter of the law, anything that
Right.
was black and white, but
Mhm.
anything that was like okay, the spirit of the law, like okay, so yeah, you are technically outside of your warranty, but you're such a good customer
Right.
that we can make an exception for you. That's not something that you can program AI to do, at least not currently, right? That was something that we had to take into account by doing our own research and weighing out, okay, this is what's currently going on. This is what we can do, what we could do, what we should do, type shit. And then when it got
Mhm.
again to senior rec, you're talking about lemon law. You're talking about brand new vehicles that are still under warranty that have major issues. You're talking about
Mm.
several moving parts to put a repurchase on,
Yeah.
in place, right? That takes human manpower, right? So it's not going to replace us completely, but what it does is it opens up avenues for you to have more meaningful work, more challenging work, or like
Right.
you said, to
And make
do the thing that
improvements
you
on the
actually want to
company.
do.
'Cause you're not
Exactly.
yeah.
Because you're not fielding 50 calls, and half of them are people not being able to log into their online account.
But you
Like
know
you actually,
the crazy thing is that they've already trained a lot of people to just be AI anyway. Like I've worked with people who I talk to them and I'm like, y'all don't have any love as a spirit. Like your spirit is not love. Everything is very black and white and systems and processes and that's it. It's no like, you know, and it's just and we're talking about in places that should be relational dealing with kids. All I've ever done is really worked with kids mostly. Like I've done little odds and
right.
end jobs, but I've most of my career has been working with youth, and I, find myself like y'all don't have any kind of like grace or like
Because it's all
It's
mechanical. It's
all
like,
mechanical. It's very and it like and then you wonder why the kids feel like you don't relate to them, but you think you do.
right.
You don't.
No, but you to the other hand, that reminded me of another example again, going back to this job. This is when I had just became a permanent rep because I started as a temp, right? And there was a group of temps that were brought in, and there was this one girl, sweet,
Mm,
wonderful personality, just likable. She has what you can't teach. She is instantly likable.
mhm,
And because of that, the training manager wanted her to succeed
mhm,
because they wanted her personality and the potential that she had to bring.
mhm.
Because as much shit as I would talk about this company, I also always, even still to this day, say
One of the
they do
best.
it better than so many other people. They just
Yeah.
do when it comes to customer service. And this is actually a perfect example of it, right? Like
Mhm.
they genuinely, and it started to change because people came in who were more systematic and didn't care about the love and sharing the love, and things started to change and it
It's
became
going
all about
around.
metrics. It started to become about metrics, and that's when I started to wake up to
So
things. But
it might be a different company if you were to go back there now.
right, I wouldn't. But like,
Or
yeah,
even if you were a
if I were there,
customer.
yeah, exactly. If I was there now, I probably wouldn't feel the love that drew me to that place to begin with.
Exactly.
But we're talking about before leadership was
Mhm.
changed, and we
Mhm.
had people who had been with the company for many, many years and still kept the spirit
To
of
try
what they
to.
were supposed to. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So that this is a perfect example of that. So the training manager, she was monitoring this girl for a couple weeks, and she wasn't quite getting the hang of it. But she just
Mm.
knew that she had something that couldn't be taught. And
Yeah.
so she asked me to sit with her
Mm.
and to shadow her and see what is going on
My God.
and if I can help her get to where she needed to go, right?
Right.
And I was like, sure, right?
Teach her what needs to be taught, basically.
Exactly, because she has already the what can't be taught, right? So I'm sitting with her and I see she has an earnest desire to help. Like she really wants to help. But
Mm.
she had just come from working at Comcast, right?
Okay.
And so like going back to what I was saying, like our job required you to think outside of the box.
Mm.
Unless it was something cut and dry, like I can't log into my account, you needed to be creative and think outside the
Yeah.
box. Now, there were obviously standard operating procedures and things that we had to
Right.
do, but when
Right.
it came to providing like customer service outside of what is black and white, that was where we came in, right? And that
Yes.
requires you to have some critical thinking skills and some ability to not be
Relational
scripted.
skills,
Yeah,
being
not be
in
scripted.
tune with your humanity, things like
But
that. Simple things.
in this case, is not being scripted, right?
Right.
And so at one point, I saw her like writing down everything I was saying. And I was
Mhm.
like, you don't have to write down everything I'm saying. I'm giving you some like some pointers. This is what you can take into the call
Mhm.
and make it yourself and make it, match your style. And that's what she was like. She's like, well, this is just a little difficult for me because at Comcast, you would ask a question and then you would click yes or no and it would take you to the next screen and it would tell you what to say or tell you what to ask. So she was
Okay.
really good at that job because she was just able to follow the
Mhm.
steps that were laid out for her. She would just say what was on the screen, ask what was on the screen, and just do X, Y, and
Poor
Z.
baby.
Right. And she was so sweet too. So, I was like, okay, okay, so you kind of need a little bit more guidance. So I sat with
Yeah.
her for 2 days. Like I wasn't really
Mm.
taking calls. So like this is how much I knew that they wanted her to succeed because they took
Mhm.
somebody who took a lot of calls and was actually really good and efficient. And they pulled me off the phone to see if I could help her to get like, on track to
Mhm.
being helpful. And I had to make an executive decision and I went to the training manager after the 2 days of sitting with her because like we would switch off. Like there was one time where I would take a call, she would listen, and then I would let her take the next couple of calls, right?
Mhm.
To
And how
see if
old was
she like
she? Just curious.
she's a little bit older than me, like not like a
Like
couple
my
years.
age or older than
Yeah,
me?
maybe like your age, maybe a year or so. Like she's our age.
Okay, okay, okay.
Right.
So
So
she
it's not
wasn't
like an
super
age
old
thing.
or too young even. Okay.
No, right,
Mm.
exactly. And so after the 2 days, I had to go to the training manager, and I was like, "She's such a sweet girl. She like literally sounds like she has what we can't teach." I was like, "But I genuinely don't believe that she has the tools to do this kind of job." And I remember her going, she was like,
Dang.
"Really? You sure?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm serious." I was like, "I
It
could
was she
sit with
was
her for
that
another
bad at
week."
picking it up?
I was like, "I could sit with her for another week straight and she won't be there." And that wasn't me trying to be mean. That was
Wow.
actually me letting her go because if she would have stayed there for another week, she would have continued to be frustrated. She would have continued to not being able to do the job and just would have
Mm.
eventually been let go anyway.
What do you
But
think
I
is
made
a
that
better thing for someone like her? Like a
for
better
her, she should do
career?
something that is process based, where it's
Oh.
like, this is what we do from from point A to point B. I have it laid out in front of me, and I don't really have to think about the process. So,
Mm.
manufacturing,
Like even with her
um,
personality though, the thing
I
that
was
can't be taught?
manufacturing, maybe retail, customer service, like in
Mm,
person.
okay, yeah,
Right, where it's like retail customer service. You might have people who come in because I work that shit too.
yeah.
People
Mhm.
who come in and they got the Karen attitude or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's the black and white. We either got this product or we don't. We can either get it shipped to
She
the
would be
store,
a
get
good
it shipped to the
manager like
house.
that, like a department store manager, like
Something
yeah.
like that, where you have
Mhm.
metrics, you have goals, and it's black and white. It's no real gray area.
Yeah, yeah.
Her and a lot of people would actually thrive in those kind of roles. Um,
Hmm.
but AI could take over roles that are scripted.
Yeah. They really can.
It really could. Like if it's literally a click this and move on, then AI could take that role over.
Yeah.
But again, so many people are worried about that because it takes a job away from them, which then takes away every other thing that they need to live.
And the irony is, had we been in a place where less, like you saying, AI did those sort of mundane scripted things already, her brain was already trained to be like that. She would never have been trained to think like an AI machine had that
That's
already
true.
been taken from them. So that's the
If
problem. She's stuck there because she was trained there.
Exactly. And not just by the jobs, but by our system. Our system teaches us
Mhm.
compliance. You're talking about from day one. School teaches you to be a certain place for a certain amount of time, listen to your teachers, perform to tests, not to
Yep.
critical thinking. Especially ever since No
Exactly.
Child Left Behind. No Child Left Behind. I got personal beef with George W.
Well, I mean, a lot of
Because
people
No
do.
Child Left Behind has left a lot of you niggas behind.
A lot of you niggas are left behind.
A lot of y'all niggas who should have gotten left back got pushed ahead to the next level because school funding was tied to test scores. So if your school or your school district doesn't meet certain test score thresholds, then you're not going to get certain funding. So they are more incentivized to pass you or to just teach you how to pass a
The
test as
test.
opposed to teaching you how to think so that they can continue to run. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of you niggas should have been left back.
But were the tests very like multiple choice? Like I can't remember the test.
Yes.
Yeah, it was I don't know. Like it
No
was never
tests were
an
multiple
open
choice.
ended shit.
Most of them weren't open ended. The only ones that I remember being open ended was like the SAT, which
SAT.
isn't required.
Right.
You only
Right.
take that if you want to go to college. So you're
Mm-hmm.
not required to take the SAT, but then like the HESPA or whatever the shit, but I don't know
Yeah.
what it's called now. Um, but yeah, like I think it was called the HESPA when we
That
were in high
sounds right.
school.
That sounds right.
Yeah. That shit you had to take your junior year.
Mm-hmm.
And you had to take it. It was like science, math, and like maybe
Yeah.
English or like literature or something like that. And yeah, it's ridiculous. It's like we were programmed to just learn information and regurgitate it, not think about it critically, not
Mm-hmm.
examine it, and like understand like underlying themes and stuff like that. Like you got to go to college in order to be, and then college turned into that thing. Unless you were
Yeah.
going into a very specified field, like medicine, law,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
your college experience became like we're teaching you enough to get certified to do this job.
Yeah. Yeah. Or ironically, the type of majors that really don't give you a career are like the arts
The
and
arts and
sciences,
humanities.
yeah, arts and
Yeah.
humanities that are like critical thinking type majors.
Mhm.
Black civics and things like that, like things that actually, black studies, I guess you would get that mostly at HBCUs or something like that. So like it would
That's
be
the only
these.
trust it from.
Right, exactly. So it will only be these sorts of majors that actually create critical thinkers that don't really give you a job nowhere.
Right. And the reason why people don't go into it is because what? They want to get a job that's going to make them money because without it,
Mm-hmm.
they're not going to have anything. It's literally a
Mm-hmm.
circle. It's
Mm-hmm.
literally a fucking circle. It just feeds back
Whereas
to come
those
back
shouldn't be
into itself.
majors; they should just be things people are learning. Period. If you think about it, they really should. You shouldn't
There's
have to
that.
major in it.
Right. Like why is it that everybody who goes to school K through 12 has learned about fucking the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria, but they don't know who the fuck Nat Turner is?
Yeah,
Make it make sense. You
make it
can't
make
because
sense.
it doesn't.
It is. It's never going to make sense because it's not. We know what it is. Like that's the thing. Like it does make sense if we stop lying about what it is. It
Right,
makes
yeah,
sense.
there's a rhyme and reason to it. It's evil.
Yeah.
It's deplorable and
It's
despicable.
greed. It's just utter narcissism to the core.
Right. Like when people say shit like, oh, the system is so broken. It's not broken, it's fixed. It's rigged. It is working exactly as
And then
designed.
when there are outliers that somehow, like us, that see it despite being poor and growing up and going through public school system. They're like, how the fuck you out here seeing what it
being
is?
on benefits, like
Right, all the shit that should make us compliant motherfuckers. They're like, you're a problem. You're a problem.
and this is exactly why the system is designed that way. It is designed to keep us literally, like, we are drugged at every level. We are drugged into complacency, into basically into a state of being like drones, because our food is poisoned, our water is poisoned, our environment is poisoned. Studies have shown that our healthcare system actually makes you sicker because
The more they
they
medicate you.
they more to medicate you. They gotta slap a diagnosis on you so that they can give you medicine, so that they can get paid by the insurance company. Like, if you go see a therapist and they don't give you a diagnosis, then they can't bill your insurance type shit. Like, we have a system that is literally built on keeping us in a heightened state of anxiety.
Yeah.
Which heightens your immune system, which leads to autoimmune diseases, physical diseases, mental disabilities, mental breaks, and all that stuff. And then they make you the problem for not being able to continue to be used by the system. It's a quote that goes, and I'm paraphrasing, but it's like, it's not a mark of health to be well adjusted in a profoundly sick society.
I think I saw that somewhere. I don't know if that's the exact wording, but I know what you mean. Like, if you can function in a dysfunctional world type thing, it's like this. Like, you're actually
doesn't mean you're healthy.
You're not
exactly.
healthy.
Exactly. Just means you're
It's the
dysfunctional.
very people that we want to point fingers at and look at like you're out of line. They're the ones that are healthy. They're the ones that don't go with the program. They're the ones you should be listening to.
Right.
Deadass.
But they always get labeled as crazy. Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist, or oh, they're bipolar, they're
or
this,
rebellious,
like,
or you don't know how to follow the rules. Like a bunch of these fucking
I don't know how to follow
people.
the rules, because the rules make no fucking sense.
If the rules don't make sense, I'm not following. Yeah,
I think this is so much because I was born unplugged. I say that like we're in the Matrix, but I was born unplugged.
The Matrix there's a reason why that movie to this day is so relevant. It came out in 1999, y'all. Do you understand that? There are people alive right now that were not alive then, okay? Like,
that can drink and
that can actually drink and vote and shit, drive cars, rent all the shit.
Rent a car without, like, it's motherfuckers this year who are now 25 that were born in 2000 after the Matrix came out.
After the Matrix, they can do all the grown things. They can do all the grown things. They were not alive when that movie came out. And that wasn't only a visual spectacle. Cause that lean back is still that shit, okay? That motherfucking shit is that shit.
Yes.
And that's not even when Neo, cause I've been like watching a lot of commentary on the Matrix these days. Again, commentary that didn't come out 20-something years ago. Commentary that came out last year, 6 months ago. It's motherfuckers going back to that movie at this point. Like, let's dissect this some more.
Shit, that needs to be our first. Whenever we launch our Patreon, hint, listeners.
Yes.
We plan on doing like
Matrix,
a movie watch along. I think that's gonna be our first one.
Our
book club is starting this week on Wednesday. You know.
Yes.
With the Alchemist.
And I will be available. I'll be available. I think,
you have to be. You're the co-host.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
But yeah, eventually we're gonna start a Patreon and do a once a month movie watch along. And I think our first one needs to be
The Matrix, Truman Show,
Divergent, the first one.
Hunger Games.
I was rewatching that the other day, and I was like, I need to get back into writing my video essay script so I can make my YouTube video, because I got a whole lot to say about
Divergent. Is good.
It's not even just about neurodivergence. It's about a lot about what we were talking about. They fear divergence because they can't be controlled. They can't be boiled down into one category.
Yeah.
They're free. They can think from multiple points of view. And because of that, they're deemed as dangerous, only to come to find out that the founders of the city were looking to see if
Mm-hmm.
even after being separated and put into all these different categories,
If anybody would
if
defy it.
true humanity, people who are able to think from multiple different angles, people who are able to be honest, but also be caring and selfless and brave and intelligent,
Yeah.
are all in one, if they can survive being placed in an artificial environment that segregates them based off of these very surface level beliefs.
Arbitrary ass, like,
Exactly.
identifiers or whatever.
Exactly.
Oh, we're literally in a dystopia. Is that the word for what this
Yeah.
is, or is there another word?
Well, we're in the middle of a hostile government takeover. I
Something,
think that's your
something.
boy
And
Word or somebody who did that song. I don't
who?
know. Somebody who does like political comedy.
Oh, but you
It's a
know what?
sound that's
It's
going
crazy.
around.
Like I know that right now the United States is under siege, but I think like we were saying earlier, AI specifically is global, and the effects that it's going to have on people will affect everybody. Like
Absolutely.
there's almost nowhere you can go that's safe. I mean, you got dictator ass countries already. Besides us, we're veering that way, if not already there. But Russia's already like that. North Korea's
Oh,
already like
sorry.
that. Um, you got super capitalist countries like that are like, who knows, they might be getting close to this type of fascist regime shit too. I just don't feel like anywhere is safe eventually on the globe. Eventually. So we can run, but you can't
See,
hide.
with that,
Maybe
I
the
have to
Amazon.
push back because as someone who has not only like
Oh, you've
traveled,
traveled.
but I stay tapped in,
Right.
right? It's hard to not see it that way because this is where we're looking from the
Yeah.
inside out. But when you look at the US from the outside in and what's happening here, and with basically our co-sponsor Israel, that is being vehemently rejected all around the world.
Okay.
We saw it. I'll give you two recent examples. The first one in South Korea.
Really?
There, yeah, in South Korea a couple months ago. I don't know if it's a president or prime minister, but
Mm-hmm.
the head of the government was trying to become like a right wing, like dictator type shit, and tried to declare um like martial law and basically like a army takeover.
Mm.
And in like 12 hours, that shit got deaded. Cause you know what
I
happened
love that
in
shit.
Korea? They still have conscription where it's like mandatory military service.
Right.
So you have people who are civilians now who are
That are
military
like,
trained.
we not
And
doing
so
it.
they showed up and it was like, actually, no. What's gonna happen is you fucked around, now you about to find out. So you had mad people there who are who are not current military but are military trained, who
Mm.
came because what they did was the dictator, the wannabe dictator, had the current military like blocking their parliament or their government building so that the people who opposed him, who work in government, couldn't come into the building to vote against him. So
Wow.
what civilians did was they was like, get the fuck out the way, and
Mm.
we are literally lifting these people over the wall so that they can come inside,
How you can
and they
even
defeated.
allow some, like, I'ma just keep these niggas from coming in and how is this allowed? This is why it
It's
blows
not
my again, I know a lot of the shit we see going on now is not allowed. Like, this is why it makes me angry. Like, the military and even some of our government officials, like, when the left and Democrats are all like, this is unconstitutional, they don't give a fuck about the Constitution. Why are we still talking about this?
right.
Stop giving a fuck.
Legality
Like,
means
they
nothing to
don't give a
these
fuck. Why are
niggas.
we giving a fuck?
Right, like you can't dismantle the master's house using the master's tools.
Exactly. You'll just have to
Because
now
clearly they're
at
not
this
even playing by the rules.
exactly.
Like,
They're not playing by rules. Why y'all still trying to play by rules? Go back to humanity. Humanity is the baseline rule. You can't be doing this.
right,
Period.
and the motherfuckers in South Korea, they said, and actually, I think the fuck not, and so they
Mm-hmm.
overthrew that whole thing. And then, even more recently,
Mm.
per shout out to Nepal. Shout
Okay.
out to Nepal because they had the same thing happen where like somebody was shouting like da 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 da. The motherfuckers stormed the
I
capital.
think I saw that. They burned the whole John. It was like on fire.
Right, but then they made sure that people got out. Even though they did that, they stuck
Oh.
around and made sure that people got out, overthrew them, and installed the first woman as the head.
Okay, well, these we can move to
And now they're out here.
Nepal. I guess. I don't know.
I don't speak Nepali or whatever they speak in
I don't even know.
Nepal.
Where's Nepal at?
It's near India. It's in Asia.
Oh, okay,
It's like
yeah.
north of India.
Well, like you,
Um,
you like Greece, and Greece has been very unproblematic for a few thousand years now. So,
I mean, they had their own issues, like with their government too. Like when I was there, I remember, yeah, but it's definitely not the same as here.
hmm
Honestly, we've been so conditioned to like to think less of the global South, right? So a lot of people
mm,
think, oh, I can't get out of here because I can't afford to go to Europe. But it's like,
mm,
South and Central America are literally right there. Africa is literally right there.
that's true. I was even
Like,
thinking about like if you let's say you are someone who can't get their passport or God forbid they disrupt the processes, knock
right,
on
because
wood,
felons and stuff like that, I don't believe can get
get a
or
passport.
certain people with like, yeah, criminal records
Yeah.
can
I
get.
was wondering like are there places that are US territories that might be safe houses like off mainland places like Hawaii, the US
Well,
Virgin
Hawaii is a
Islands?
state. Hawaii is a state.
But it's like not on the
So
mainland. You think they
yes,
still
but it's
can
still under federal jurisdiction. So like ICE could go to Hawaii
ah
and get you.
so what
It's
about
not
like
like Puerto
Virgin
Rico.
Islands or Puerto Rico?
The U.S. Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, Guam.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Something to think about, y'all. Take note.
So if you don't have your passport, you might want to
These might
head
be some
over.
safe havens because you can go there without a passport, but I guess there's some limitations to the what the government effects can be there.
Yes, exactly. Like ICE can't
Mm,
go to Puerto Rico and try to get
interesting.
people
So
there.
far, because we like we said, they don't follow rules. So,
That's true.
but
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
might be able to be there safer longer if things
Right.
heighten.
Or like get yourself together to get somewhere else.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Um
Jesus
But yeah,
Christ.
y'all, like, I mean, go just to wrap up the AI conversation before we move
Mm-hmm.
into hating and loving, like, I honestly think like so. This is actually why the neutral part of it, why I think AI could be good if it was done ethically. Like, if we weren't already poisoning water, if we did things to like, yeah, it uses a lot of water, but there's got to be ways to recycle that water
Gotta be.
instead of put. But that probably costs them money, and that's why they don't do it. They're just like, we'll just keep pulling fresh water away from people who need it to drink. But
Cause my thing
whatever.
is
We
that
already
like
talked about them
couldn't you
fuck
cool
niggas.
down? Couldn't you cool it down with water that's not drinkable, but it's just cool water? Like
That's what I'm saying. Like
these machines don't need fresh water.
it probably costs more for them to refilter it and like run it back through than it is to just continuously siphon
Oh
from the
my
earth. But
god.
again, we're thinking as people who are people and not empty voids.
Mm,
But the reason why I actually believe AI could be so amazing on top, uh, beside taking away mundane jobs that like would
yeah.
free up our time and our mental capacity and our creativity to do other things. Um, if it was used ethically and neutrally and it was just fed facts without any kind of spin
Biases.
or biases to it,
Yeah.
imagine having access to all of the world's information and being able to put patterns together and recognize
Mm,
things without having to go to like 17, like information isn't being gate kept and now information
mm,
is more freely available and we're able to connect across cultures and languages and religions and
mm.
geography and have access to the same information. Like, imagine that. Imagine just having access to it and knowing that it's structurally true. It's neutral. Like,
Is
there
it
are
that
so
way
many.
now? Cause
It's
don't.
not.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
not because a lot of these companies who own AI, again,
Mm-hmm.
have their own agenda, and so they want to perpetuate information that supports their biases. It's been proven in many different sites so far.
Mm-hmm.
But again, if AI was seen as this neutral entity and it was done in an ethical way, it wouldn't be a boogeyman, and it would actually be a incredible tool that would link humanity in a way that it's never been linked before.
Yeah, the fact that they're making these like AI musicians, there was like an AI actress I think they made. Everybody check out Joseph Gordon-Levitt's the actor who was in
The real
the
person.
yeah, the real actor. He was in Inception, 500 Days of
He was
Summer,
Robin in The Dark Knight
Robin
Rises.
in the Dark Knight. What else might people know him from? As a kid, he was in Third Rock from the Sun, I think. You
10
would
Things
know.
I Hate About You.
Yeah, 10 Things I Hate
With
About You.
Heath
Yeah, I was
Ledger.
kind of I was kind of a fan of his for a while. I still am a fan. He has this thing called Hit Record, which is like a community of like filmmakers and illustrators and all kinds of artists that he created. And at one point, he was going around touring, just showing all the art that this community created. So he had basically a fan base that he began to interact with and be like, okay, well, you guys are all creatives too. Make your shit, put it on my website. Boom, cat. Like he was paying them. Like this, like he wasn't playing. And I think he even made like he ended up having a TV show. It was short lived, but I think it was on Netflix or something because
Okay.
it was in collaboration with one of these community builders, so artists or whatever. So he's a real one. While he is Hollywood, he is very much really connected to like the ground roots of art.
Mm-hmm.
And which makes sense why he's so anti whatever this shit is. He's like, how dare y'all just like make up an actress or try to create, you know what I mean? Like the actors are, and even when it comes to storytelling, like, I have people to tell you, just put it in Chat GPT. And I'm like, put put my, because a lot of times the artists are creating from a place of personal experience more times than not. There are times where you can get to a place where you're like, I'm just completely coming out of my imagination, and that's always wonderful when you can get there. I ain't there yet. My personal shit to me is entertaining enough. So and so, eight times out of 10 you're getting stories that are real. Like a lot of the shit that we really enjoy, even something like The Matrix, that is it's a very high conceptual thing, but look at how real it is. That
Right.
person probably, like, wherever that came from a place of experience. You know what I mean? Like that they took their experience
Or
and
even just
just
understanding.
understanding of observing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alice in Wonderland, even like that was like written off of this. He was supposed to be on psychedelics, supposedly. Like a
I
lot of
think
these things that are
shrooms.
mushrooms, right? So even something as fanciful as that is usually coming from human interaction, human experience, and to try to think that you can just like, well, let's just make Hollywood AI, let's just make the music industry AI. I'm like, listen, maybe that could be, maybe so. Maybe that's the difference. You pay for this AI over here. This is all the industry stuff. And all y'all other artists that are like real people, real filmmakers, you get our money over here. You know what I mean? Maybe that's the line of demarcation.
I don't
All
think there
this
should be any artists or art
I
that is
agree.
replaced by AI, because that is a human element. But that goes back to what we were talking about: people being empty shells and finding some other way to siphon from people. Because if you don't have to pay a person, that means you get to keep all the profit. If you just
Hmm.
create this AI singer,
But let's not
then
give
you get
them
to
no
keep.
Profit.
Exactly.
Put
Who
your
needs to
money into
starve their
real
pockets?
artists.
Exactly. But again, like AI is it's advancing at a crazy level. Like what used to be very obviously uncanny valley when you're looking at like an
Hmm.
AI created person is slowly but surely becoming less detectable.
And what did it take? An hour and 14 minutes and 58 seconds for me to
Okay.
bring up.
Yeah,
but
me.
but to bring in my baby, that I feel like he's one of, because he's so famous and recognizable throughout
Michael Jackson,
generations.
for those
Yeah,
just
for those who know, it's Michael
tuning
Jackson.
us.
But he's recognizable and known through across many, many generations and globally, right? I feel like I've seen so much of people playing with his image. It's it's aggy as fuck, bro. Because there's the thing that, like, the thing about me and why I love him so much are the flaws. Like, the deeper of a fan you become of Michael Jackson, the more you actually appreciate all the things that, like, people say were weird, even his appearance to some extent. There's certain things that I'm like, and not so much when he looked really crazy, but even when he was just kind of like early, like mid to late 80s.
Bad, remember
Yeah,
the
bad
time type
era, like
shit.
bad
Yeah.
era, and some of like early
He was in his
90s.
yellow bone era.
In his yellow bone era, yeah. The yellow bone era, I'll be like, listen, y'all, don't play with me. Bad era was cute. But there's still flaws there, right? There's still things you can say is a flaw, right? The way that they try to make this nigga look in these AI images is just like, it's so I'm so detached from it. It does not look human. They keep trying to make these photos like, oh, rare photo, and I'm like, y'all lying. This don't look like 1987 for
Right.
one. You know what I mean? Like, this, come on, y'all. This is stupid. It's stupid.
That even goes back to something that you said before when we were talking about like this will always be a hate or love to hate the Kardashian Jenners. I can't stand them.
Oh,
The
shamanata.
definition of culture vultures. But when you're talking about how Kris Jenner, how she popped up with a new face, but that bitch looked like everybody. Like
Oh,
everybody
that bitch
looks
look
the
like
same.
everybody.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like
It's
they all look
true.
the same. They got these tight ass faces. Or whoever is doing the new work on these girls, they got a new technique because she don't look terrible. She does look good, but
That's
she
what's
doesn't look
scary about it, is that
natural.
they actually do look better these days. Like,
Like whoever did Lindsay Lohan's face deserves some kind of
wow.
Nobel Prize
Dead
because
ass.
she fucked herself up when she was going through when she was
It
going
was
through it,
rough.
she
And
fucked
you're right, because
herself
she in
up.
some kind of commercial or a movie recently or
Yeah,
something.
Freakier Friday
Oh,
with
with
they did
Jamie
like a
Lee
sequel.
Curtis, who
Yeah.
is still a human being,
Right.
winning
And
Oscars
look,
at her old age.
right, I said Lindsay Lohan looks incredible, but it's also it's just something about it that is like,
And what would she look like in person, too? Because we're saying that as someone who
mm,
never lays eyes on these people in real life. I think I would be mortified if I saw them in real life.
especially if they didn't have on any makeup or any kind of
Right.
like
Because you got to remember, you're
what the
also
don't
adding
take
that
whatever
on.
the fuck don't you be having on? You know they be having that shit too.
Right.
They be
And I love that she would rock the tape like you can see it.
right. She's like, look, this is a statement. Like clearly my eyes don't
But
look like this. Like,
exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, y'all got a lot. And again, this is also why I always argue with people a little bit about, like, ragging on Michael. Because I'm like, he had surgery, sure. But, like, you don't think that there was a disease going on there? Because why would he look that drastically awful? You know what I mean?
right. Yeah.
During the early 2000s, especially, he was on antidepressants, all types of painkillers. That motherfucker was depressed and going through. And all we were talking about was how he looked. Like, he was clearly depressed.
Motherfuckers don't care. You saw how people was like talking mad shit about Chadwick Boseman because we didn't know
Yeah.
he had
He had
cancer
a
and he had
cancer.
lost all that weight. And people was like, ew, he looked like he on crack, he on that crack pipe. And then he dies because he was battling cancer while making Black Panther, while making the 42 about Jackie Robinson. Like he had been sick for years. Out here being that motherfucker.
Yeah.
And then as soon as that disease ate away at his body, here go people talking cash shit. I don't know how we got on that, but just to round it off, because you bring up Mike all the time. Lately, I've been finding myself bringing up Belle Khalice, aka
Miss Cardi B, baby.
Because like we locked in.
Oh God.
She said, "If you cute and you get money, then you basically my twin." So we locked in. But that bitch don't care. She be like, yeah, I got my ass done. I got my nose done. I got my teeth dead. I got my titties dead. Because what the fuck point does it, like, she's like, I'm not gonna lie about it. Y'all clearly see my ass looks different. Y'all
Nothing
clearly
is
see my
worse than
nose looks
that, than somebody
different.
being like, I know, I didn't want
I
to
didn't get any work done. Like, be fucking for real. Just say it. Just say it, cause like we see it, and
Ariana
like honestly, I
Grande.
respect it a lot more. Who you say?
Ariana Grande. That bitch
Oh
swears
yeah.
she ain't had her nose done. Get the fuck out of here,
Okay.
girl. It's fine.
Okay,
Everybody does
Galinda.
it. It's
Okay,
fine.
Galinda. Like, but yes,
Huh.
yes, she's definitely one of them. Or even like I said, the Kardashian Jenners. They do not. They don't ever address the clear fact that they have all had work done.
Yeah.
None of them bitches look like. Somebody was like, Kim Kardashian used to look like motherfucking Jafar from Aladdin.
Oh. Again. Yo, who the fuck said that, yo?
But then when they did the side by side picture, I was like,
Wow. Wow. Yeah, I wish
so
Chris would
like,
walk around saying that that's retinol and aloe vera gel that got her face. Don't fucking play with us.
I still get like laser treatment. Like, bitch,
Please.
it's your
Please.
doctor.
But
It's the
the
doctor.
sad part is that these bitches have the resources to just look naturally gorgeous. If they really wanted to.
Right.
Yeah, look at Helen Mirren and look at yes, they look older, they look like older women, but it's some really
You're supposed
gorgeous.
to.
It's some
You're not
gorgeous ass.
supposed to stay young forever. Like it's
Right.
a privilege to grow older. Now, yes, obviously people care about how they look.
Sure.
So there's a way to age gracefully. This artificiality of like trying to remain stuck
Meryl
in
Streep.
time.
Ooh, Meryl Streep is still that bitch.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous. Like look, I mean, even looking like the chick off of I can't think of her name. I hate that I can't think of her name. Off of Abbott. Shirley Ralph.
Shirley Ralph. Okay,
I
yeah,
mean,
you
just
talking about older people.
like getting better with time, winning awards
Angela
in their
fucking
Bassett, bitch. What? Come on. I mean, Tina Turner. Up to a certain, like her revival was in her 40s when she dropped that nigga and came back harder than ever. Over here in you ever see that footage of her in pumps walking down that like scaffold thing in her concerts in her like 60s?
I can believe it though.
She was not playing with y'all. So like, I mean, again, but that it takes a certain amount of no, I wouldn't even say it's confidence, like just the lack of just security, the lack of insecurity to just be like, this is who I am. I'm going to like that's
or
it.
just a
like,
sense of self. I think you were hitting the nail, like just having a sense of self, because there's always going to be things that you wish that you could change about yourself. I feel like. Or that you not necessarily you wish you could change about yourself, but you're like, this would be nice.
Yeah,
And
like
if it's
I
something
can't
that you
really
can
do anything about this element. Like this is who I am. I'm in full acceptance of it. Like these people that do all this shit to their bodies and face, like, and even to some extent, Cardi B. Like, while I appreciate that she is admitting to it, because that's a huge step. There is something to just a full acceptance of who you are, and like. Like, and I get like getting the teeth done, and because like, there are some certain like I had to get work on my teeth, like but my situation was kind of particular. It was kind of particular. Like I don't think anybody would want to walk around with their whole front tooth missing. So, but I was very adamant about like they were like, we can get rid of your gap. I said, no, ma'am. I was born. That's the gap I had, and I want my tooth back in my mouth, but I want my gap. Yeah. And I refuse to have them change that. So, like, but that's just me. I'm comfortable with who I am. You know what I mean? So, and everybody may not be there all the time or just yet or whatever. But at least be willing to be like, yeah, I got the work done. I'm going to fully, like, whatever my choices are, I'm not going to be ashamed of them.
How about this? I feel the exact same way. I love myself. Before we even started recording, I told you, I was like, damn, because the sun was still out. I was like, I changed my hardware. And I love myself. But I'm also actively working to lose weight. And once I lose the weight, I'm going to have a lot of excess skin. So I already know I'm getting plastic surgery. Reconstructive surgery, like to get rid of the extra skin, because it's also a health issue. It's like extra weight, and it also it can like more easily get affected. It can
Okay,
like it
okay,
adds.
okay.
So it's actually it's
Yeah.
cosmetic,
It's
but it's also because like it's not healthy.
yes, exactly.
And I'm only doing it to get rid of the extra skin. I'm not gonna try to get like lipo and like
Mm.
tummy tuck. Like no, just get rid of the skin. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm hitting the
And
gym already.
you're disciplined. You've done it before. You're disciplined enough
Right,
to do it
right.
again. Yeah,
And this
and it
time I'm
and
coming from a different place for it too. But even
right,
say like, so I'm not completely against having elective procedures.
right.
It's where it's coming from. And
Hmm.
the like the motivation behind doing it, is it because you
Everything's neutral.
genuinely feel everything's neutral? Exactly. So whether, yeah, exactly. So I don't know how we got on that particular part of it, but we can dead that right now and just
Well, that can go into our love and hate because I don't know what's your I forget what we.
I don't think I had one. What was yours? You had some. Oh yeah, because you had been. Wasn't it about Bad Bunny?
Okay, okay. So there's a couple things. Then I guess I could just this could be my section because like
Yeah,
I
I
gotta
mean,
cut.
I'm into especially about the Bad Bunny conversation, but I didn't really have anything. I
Yes.
don't remember having anything
Oh,
specific
I
this week
guess
that I'm
not.
hating and loving to hate. Because I think on my social media, I really aired out about like energy
Yeah,
vampires.
go
Maybe
to
we
her
could talk
social
about
media,
that.
guys. Deconstruct their neuro. She breaks down the energy vampires pretty
Per,
thoroughly. But I
thank
honestly
you.
feel like because you spoke about it in a more specific scenario.
Hmm.
I feel like there's a way to break down types of energy vampires. Wonder if
That
that
might
should
be another.
another
Yeah, that might be
episode.
watching the answer
Yes,
next week.
yes.
Yeah,
Let's have that.
it's
Like, stay
spooky
tuned.
season. Absolutely, yeah. Next
That
week,
could be
since
the
we in
next one.
spooky season,
We need
we
to
gonna talk
dissect
about
the types.
vampires.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, boom,
Yeah.
cat. That's the next one, y'all. Um oh, you know what? This would be a great time to have a sponsor in between these segments. Just putting it out there, guys. Okay, great.
Yeah, that's a
Um
great way to transition between sections.
but
Jordan Skinny Syrup. Y'all done got
exactly, like I don't know. What would I would a sponsor be? I don't know. Um but
UGG, because I need some new UGGs. It's getting
you
chilly.
could do Uggs, yes. I don't know. What do I use a lot? I have to think about it. I'll come back to that. But okay, I think I have three. Let's start with Bad Bunny though, because I think that's going to be
Okay.
the one we talk about the most. Um, I have never listened to a Bad Bunny song in my life, not one time. Well, at this point, I've listened to three.
Okay,
After,
okay, okay.
and I still don't know what he's talking about, and I probably won't listen to anymore to be honest. But I only started listening to it because of how angry so many people, specifically racist,
Okay.
are about him having his goddamn Super Bowl halftime position or whatever. Like my thing is like you can't deny that he has the numbers that he has. He is a global superstar, whether you know him or not. Particularly, it's the niggas that irk me because I'm listening to Breakfast Club. And it's all these niggas like, well, you know, don't nobody in my family. So your family is the end all be all on anybody ever doing anything? Are you serious?
Right.
And these be the most unworldly, unknowledgeable niggas. So we
I'm
supposed to,
sorry. This is exactly why I've literally never listened to a single episode of The Breakfast Club. And if I've ever seen anything from The Breakfast Club, it's because you posted a clip or shared something or somebody else posted a clip. I don't waste my brain cells on these niggas. But and a broke clock is right twice a day. So just because sometimes they be having certain things to say, don't mean I think that they have anything of value to add to our
well.
experience.
When I say these niggas, it's not the hosts, it's the callers coming in like, don't nobody in my house listen. The actual hosts are like saying what I'm saying. Like, just because your family don't listen to it, don't mean that he's not making the numbers he's making. Like, are you dumb? And literally, like, they are. That's to answer your
Yeah.
question. They are dumb. They are stuck in their house, in their neighborhood, on their block, or whatever the fuck. Like, they don't really know anything outside of their small little bubble. And
Hmm.
unfortunately, a lot of the listeners on that show, as much as I do like listening to it just because, like, it keeps me up on some stuff, I don't listen to it regularly, to be honest. I feel like lately I've been less consistent as I used to be, which is probably for the better. Because at the end of the day, like I yeah, It is one of those shows that it's popular, I think, because it caters to a lot of mediocrity. Even when they do have really good stuff on there, really good interviews, you know, I do fuck with Charlemagne to some extent. I'm sorry, I know everybody don't agree with him, but I do oftentimes like feel him more times than not. Every now and then I'll be like, but more times than not, I'll be on the same page with him. I gotta agree. So, but
We're
generally,
gonna have a sidebar conversation
well,
for a
listen,
bit,
I mean,
but
that's fine because I listen to him on Brilliant Idiots as well. I don't know. I feel like nine times out of 10 he's like there's a little bit of logic behind what he's saying. However, I can see how he's a bit stuck in his viewpoint too. That is very hard when someone does present a different thing. I can see he has a lot of pushback when someone presents something that's contrary to his, what he's decided is his truth or what he believes.
mhm.
I do notice that a lot. So, but that's everybody, especially somebody like he's almost 50. Like it's almost gonna happen. But with that said, yeah, I noticed that a lot of their callers, I just be like, yo, y'all dumb. Like just that's it. Like I don't know what the word for it.
What did they do? I only noticed because they recently went to Nicki Minaj, the Donkey of
Mm.
the Week or Day
I
or
didn't
something
listen
like
to
that.
that one yet, but I know
I
I'm
only
sure,
saw
yeah.
that she cause she responded to it, but
Did she really?
yeah.
Oh my
This bitch, she
god.
cannot get her nose out of a line, or
That's
whatever
too
the fuck she doing. But anyway, not to cut you
wow.
off, but yeah, like, but yeah, so no, that's part of the reason why I also don't like them is because clearly, like, if this is their audience, then they're catering to a certain mentality too.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, but yeah, continue about Bad Bunny.
Mm. Mm. So yeah, I went and listened to a few of his songs again. For me, nothing stood out just yet. And I listened to, like, how Spotify or whatever will have like the top 5 to 10 or something. I listened to all the popular songs. They all sound the same to me. I don't know what he's saying. And but I just made a point to just like stream it a bit as protest essentially. And honestly, like, now I'm kind of excited to see what he does because I've seen a performance or two of his in the past, and they were fine. It wasn't like bad or nothing. So I'm kind of curious to see what he does with this moment. I'm curious to see if Ice shows up on some crazy shit. And I feel like that having him be the artist, I like Jay-Z. This is the kind of petty that I love.
Right.
Like, this is very deliberate.
Especially in this current climate. It is so perfect
Absolutely.
because Bad Bunny actually had to come out and address this because he had literally just said, "I will
I'm
not
never gonna
do
perform,
any
right?
ticketed," but he said, "I'm never going to do any like concerts in the U.S."
Ah,
And so
ticketed.
yeah, he was like, "Look, nobody is paying to come see me. They're already going to the Super Bowl no matter
Mm,
what, right?" He was like,
mhm.
"And I don't make any of them because those Super Bowl
They
artists
don't
don't get paid
they
for
don't
it."
make
He's
no
like,
money.
"So I'm not getting paid for this. I'm using this platform
They actually have to use their
because
own money, I think, to put the production
they
on.
definitely
Yeah.
do." So he's like, "But this is a platform that I'm not going to miss my opportunity to use this
And
platform."
he's
He's
gonna
like,
make a
"So
statement. That's what I'm looking forward to as well.
him just being there is already a
It
statement."
is the
But
statement, but he's going to do some I already know he
exactly.
is.
Because
Yeah.
going back to it, so like you, I knew who Bad Bunny was. I've clearly
Yeah.
heard him on different songs, but I never listened to his albums or even thought about going to his shows. That just was never my thing. Even as
Right.
somebody who speaks Spanish and likes Spanish music,
Yeah.
most of the Spanish music I like isn't like reggaeton or like that newer stuff. It's more
Right.
like Celia Cruz and like Shakira and Juanes and Alejandro Sanz.
Selena.
Selena, it's exactly like that, right? Um,
Mhm.
so I've just never really been into him like that,
Yeah.
but I have heard um some of his songs before, and there was even a song off of his last album, not this most recent one, but it was like came out around like 2020,
Mhm.
and everybody's like, I hope he does this song because and has the lyrics translated because he was
Ooh.
talking about basically like how you know oh, a black man with a gun is immediately a threat, but the white guy with a gun, it's just a hobby. And he was saying stuff even on his most recent album, like, don't let what happened to Hawaii happen to Puerto Rico. We see you, Hawaii. We're so sorry that this happened.
Wow.
And we're not going to let what happened to Hawaii happen to Puerto Rico.
Wow.
So he
Damn.
has a lot of messages in his songs. Like, yeah, maybe if you don't want to listen to the songs, maybe look at some of the lyrics translated.
I might just do that. Certain songs, I might look into like knowing what that is. Yeah, for
Right.
sure.
But he is literally the
Woo!
most popular currently, like globally. Like, I'm talking about, like,
Bigger
even
than
more than
Swift.
Beyonce and Swift, because he doesn't ignore the global south. Like, I love Beyonce, but she ain't been back to South America since like 2013, 2014.
Interesting. Interesting.
I think this was the
Yeah.
first time she went to Asia in a minute. Like, didn't she do something in Japan,
Mm.
like a kickoff in Japan or
I
something
don't know.
like
I know
that?
she loved Paris. That's her shit. She
Yeah,
loved
that's
her
her
some
shit.
Paris.
Her and Jay Z.
Yeah.
But like, have any of them ever like stepped foot in Africa? And I'm
Outside of
not
like
talking
that,
about Morocco and Egypt. I'm not talking about Northern Africa. That's still considered part of the Middle East.
probably just that one global citizens thing or something that happens in South Africa sometimes. That's the last thing I remember her
I'm
doing in
talking about
Africa.
them going and bringing their shows to Nairobi, to Accra,
Who
to
does that?
motherfucking exactly. But there's millions of people in the continent of Africa who do have money, who listen to music, who would like to go see these artists, but they're not spending
Mm,
$4,000 on round trip airfare to come see them in Europe or the United States. Because that's literally all
mm-hmm,
Europe, the United States, Canada. Fuck
mm,
Mexico. Fuck Central and South America. And
mm.
that's another reason why I'm fucking
Yeah.
with Benito right now with Bad Bunny, because he going everywhere. He going to South America, the
And that
Caribbean.
could be why his numbers are what they are too, like you saying. He's now. I mean, does he go to Africa though?
That I didn't even look at his thing.
Okay.
But with him being a primarily Spanish speaking artist, I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't. Because there's
Mm,
only one country in Africa that speaks Spanish.
mm.
It,
Right.
if he was a French speaking artist, I would expect him to go
Maybe.
to Africa.
Mm.
Or an English speaking
Interesting.
artist. But as a
Yeah.
Spanish speaker, maybe not.
Yeah, I would have to be more into like the nuances of how all of that tour making works to really say like, you know, understand maybe what the logistics are behind not going to Africa. I mean, we know it probably is just racism, but
Right.
someone like Beyonce, I would think like maybe there's something else that prevents her from going there. I
Because
don't
I'm
know.
like, there's African stars, like people who are famous in Africa who clearly do it.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
possible. But
It's
back to
possible. It's
Benito.
possible.
But
But yeah,
yeah, no.
I'm feeling him right now as far as that goes. So I'm gonna do a little bit more research because now my antennas are up on him. Okay, my other two just like loving to love right now is I'll say this one first because it'll be quick. 21 Pilots, if anyone knows who they are, my God. I and I know I have ADHD. I mean I'm not diagnosed officially, but
You're peer reviewed.
pretty much peer review. Peer reviews has certified me as such. So their recent so I've been a fan of theirs in a general kind of like low key sense. Um Probably since at least like 2015, I want to say. When
Damn.
yeah, honestly, because
When
I
did
did
Ride come out?
all I know was that I choreographed to car radio in 2015.
Wow.
And at that point, that album had been out for a minute or at least a year or something
Yeah.
like that. So, I was like a light fan for a while. I liked that one song. I choreographed to it. And then I would like, I never got into whole albums of theirs. I would always be like into like some tracks or some singles or whatever. Bro, something told me to get it. Something I don't know what made me go back. You know what it is? Because I am redoing the car video piece this year. I'm like kind of
Oh, okay.
revamping it. So I started going like listening to that again, and I'm like, oh, like I wonder if they got some new stuff out. Honey, they have the album out from 2024 called Clancy, and apparently they have this whole lore that they do through their music and through their videos that the fans are just like, you go on these reaction videos, and I'm like really into reaction videos now. It's so funny. But these really like rock guys are like, oh my god, what's Clancy? What this? I can't believe this happened to Clancy. And it's like it's a whole thing now. They did be going off about this shit. So I kind of got a little bit into the lore, like not really though, but it's interesting. I'm like, wow, that's commitment. Like they would be sending out like these secret codes on their website, and like like they was really making a thing out of it. I was like, that respect. I love a good narrative. So that kind of pulled me into it. Like, oh damn, they've been doing all this. The last like 3 albums were all a part of this lore basically, and so they just put their recent album out. It's called Breach. They put that out like last week or something like that, like in the end of September. Bro, I cannot stop listening to this album. We're gonna get off this call and I'm gonna listen to it again. I cannot.
Okay.
It's so fucking good. Now again, listen, y'all might listen to it and be like, it's fine. For me,
it ain't for you.
Speaking to me. I cannot. It's literally only one song that I don't really like. But that's with most albums. Like most albums that I love, it's always one. It's always one song.
I told you for me, when Renaissance is Plastic goes to the van, I skip it damn near every time.
All Up in Your Mind is the one for me. I can skip that.
You know, like, it's the summer.
Nah, I don't need it. If I'm letting that album rock straight through, Plastic on the Vein is a bop. Like, it's a bop for me. Once I get to All Up in My Mind, but by the time All Up in My Mind comes up, it feels disjointed to me. It doesn't feel like it fits for me. The flow stops. I don't know.
I'm not good. I feel that way about Plastic on the Sofa. I don't care.
I can also skip that one too, though.
I'm like, okay, you love this nigga. Let's get over to.
And for that reason, I can also see skipping that if you're just not. It's too lovey dovey. I can get that too. So but
then the next song is Virgo's Groove, and that is one of my favorite songs.
Bop. That's a bop.
And it's lovey dovey too. It's probably because it's a bop. Yeah, it's a bop. And she be going off vocally.
It's a little more sexy. It's a little more sexy though than Plastic. Like Virgo's Groove is more about like, bitch, this pussy is this. Like Plastic on the Sofa is about that. Yeah, the Plastic on the Sofa is more like it's too lovey for some people's taste. I can see that. But yeah,
my Aries my Aries moon says, bitch, move on.
You bitch.
Bitch, please.
Listen, I fully agree. So 21 Pilots album, Breach, get into it, fabulous, love it.
Carter.
And then my last, Loving to Love. I'm just loving everything right now.
Yes.
If you have not, I might go back and see it. I wouldn't say it's my Sinners, but if I go back and see this movie again and I still leave there highly affected, y'all, one battle after another with Tiana Taylor and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Wow.
And Sean Penn. Let's not, because I didn't realize Sean Penn was a main character, and it's because on the previews he doesn't get a lot of love. Motherfucking Sean Penn? Y'all, I'm telling you, Oscars up and down this movie. This movie on Rotten Tomatoes, I don't know if it's the critics or the fan. You know how they have like two different
audience. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But all I know is I saw 100 and I saw 98. I don't know which was which. I have
never heard of this movie, but now I'm intrigued. I'm like,
Go see that bitch. Go, Tiana Taylor, stunning.
Well, of course, I mean,
Leonardo DiCaprio, just does him. Yes, he's problematic on his personal life, but what you can never deny is the man's acting skills.
Talent.
Okay?
Yeah.
You can never deny that. So, hands down, Slade. But Sean Penn, I think that's the reason why they don't show a lot of him in the previews, because when you see the movie, he's the movie.
Oh shit. Okay.
He's the
Sean
movie.
Penn, I fucks with him and his talent. There's never been a movie that I've seen with him that hasn't like stuck with me. And I'm talking about going all the way back to 1988. I don't know if you've ever seen this movie called Colors.
Oh no, I haven't really outside of like Milk and the one he won the other. I think he won an Oscar for when he was playing that like autistic guy.
Oh
Or
yeah,
some,
I Am Sam,
I Am
bitch.
Sam.
I cried.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
cried.
That's the only
Him
two I remember.
and the little
And
girl. What's her
yep,
name? Why am I blanking on her name? Damn it.
yeah. Blonde
Dakota Fanning.
girl, Dakota Fanning.
Dakota Fanning. Both of
Yes.
them had me sobbing
That was
multiple
a
times
great
watching that
movie.
goddamn
Great
movie.
movie. But I don't know
But
much
yeah,
about I haven't followed much of his work outside of those two movies, to
I've
be honest.
seen Mystic River with him as well. He was really good
Mm.
in that. And then I've seen Milk as well. But no, Colors, that came out the year I was born, and I've seen it a
Oh
couple
wow.
times. He played this is back in the 80s, set in
Mm.
LA. He was LAPD. It was the
Okay.
whole gang thing.
Ah.
It's a good movie.
Girl, please go see that movie. Please go see
Okay.
that. It's 2 hours and 40 something minutes,
You know, I
but
don't care. Avengers Endgame is 3 hours and 9 minutes, and I've lost track of how many times I've
was it
watched
that
that
long?
movie. Yes, I
Oh,
think it's
why
3 hours and 2 minutes or something like
I
that, but
did
it's
not
over
know it was
three
that
hours.
long. It doesn't feel that long.
Exactly, it
But that's the
is.
same thing with Wicked. Cause I think Wicked was just under 3 hours, and bitch, I saw that about 6 times. So
You surely did, and I will go see the second one because I want to see how it
what?
ends.
And listen,
Yeah.
back to my baby real quick. They're saying that the trailer for MJ's biopic is supposed to come out in November. If I go see Wicked and I see this motherfucking trailer,
You gonna combust. I'm gonna be
I'm
like, damn,
literally
y'all.
like, y'all
My
gonna have to get
sister
me off the
is in
floor, Jesus.
pieces. Oh my
I said not
god.
MJ and Wicked, Lord God. Yeah,
uh,
y'all. If I disappear off the face of the earth after the 22nd of November, that's why.
like
Yes,
that's gonna be your personal rapture. You just gonna be
dead
ascend
ass,
into
dead ass,
that.
personal rapture. So true. I'm gonna go.
You gonna hear the horns blaring. Oh my god, I can't.
I'm a moonwalk right out of here, bitch.
Period. But nah, that would be cute though. That would be cute.
That would make my life. Yeah, and my birthday's around that time. That would be the ultimate birthday present for me to see that trailer. Cause it's been so much controversy with that biopic, bro. I can't even, that's a whole nother conversation. So even the fact that we would get a trailer in November, hopefully, as like they're saying, because the movie was supposed to come out in April of this year.
Damn.
And then before that, it was scheduled to come out October of last year. So it's just been kind of a hot mess. It's been all this controversy as to whether or not they're going to address certain things that fans are like, you should address it because otherwise we tired.
Right. And what's the point of this shit?
And what's
we
the
not
point?
talking
Right.
about?
Like,
Yeah.
we don't need another celebration of Michael's accomplishments. That's like, we get it. We need y'all to clear some shit up.
Right.
So, yeah, the fans are very tired, but we're also very anticipating this movie.
I'm tired, Grandpa. That's too damn much.
Too much. But that's all I got. Loving it. I'm just loving everything these days, which is an accomplishment considering some things I'm pushing through.
Indeed. But yes, big sister, that is lovely. And just to end it off, I am encouraging everybody to do two things. If you're not already following us on social media, why not? You need to go ahead and do that. We also have not just our independent social media, but we have at Let Me Call My Sis on all major platforms, on TikTok, Instagram, and Threads. And we're on YouTube. That is a great way to support us for free. And we are going to be launching and it's titled the Inner Monologue Book Club,
I
because
love this.
when we were
Very
talking,
excited.
yes, the reason why I named it that, when we were talking and coming up with the book club, I was like, this is basically like a babysitter or like it's like reparenting our inner child, which is our inner monologue, right? And so hopefully through these conversations and these works that we go through, it'll
Mm-hmm.
help to be a friend to that inner monologue and help you to be a friend to that inner monologue, right?
Absolutely.
So super excited to start that again. That'll be on Wednesday, October 8th at are we doing 8 p.m. Eastern Standard
I
Time
don't know,
or
girl. You tell
7?
me. You tell me, girl. I think we
Let's
said
do
7.
Yes, okay, yeah, 7 p.m.
7.
Eastern Standard Time. We're going live on TikTok and Instagram, and it's free. Just join us. But if you
Mm-hmm.
can't join us, you can go to letmecallmysis.com.
We do have a website,
We
y'all.
have a
And
website,
actually,
y'all.
get into Little Sis merch because the bitch be
That
getting
was
these
my next.
downloads. Like, okay,
That was my next thing. That was the second thing. I'll get in here. I get it. I get it.
so
I'm
good.
excited. But yes, we have letmecallmysis.com because every Friday we're building a library of videos.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you are unable to catch us on Wednesday,
Mm-hmm.
don't worry. I almost said that in Spanish. I almost said no te preocupes. I don't know why that I had to pause just
Listen,
now.
clearly Bad Bunny showing us that the Browns are where the money's at. So let's
Period.
talk to
I
this.
mean,
Let's
no
talk
te
to him.
preocupes. Por favor, asiste a nuestro club de libros este
We're
miércoles.
gonna have
But
we're
anyway,
gonna have 2 versions of these videos. To these clips, we're
per,
gonna have
per, per, per,
The
per.
Spanish translation.
Oh, you know what? I should. Yeah. So when you guys follow us on social media, you'll see that we always post some clips from our episodes. So you're
Mm-hmm.
right. I always have captions on them. I think I'm going to
Go
add some
for it.
Spanish captions to it
Make it
now.
work.
Why not?
Do it. And
Um,
French.
bitch, what's the
Okay.
better time? I actually speak Spanish, so at
What's
the
that?
very least,
What's that
I'm
better
gonna say at
time?
the very least, I'll know if the captions are right. Like if I put up some French captions, it could be saying anything.
This is
And I
true.
wouldn't
Because I
know.
was gonna say Noah been learning, but he don't know either. Because I
But
had put
he
something
also
up.
been learning. I was about to say he been learning Portuguese. I could do that too. I could
That's
do
true. That's
Portuguese
true.
subtitles too.
Yeah.
But I'm more comfortable with Spanish, so let's start with that. But
Yes.
anyway, so yeah, if you can attend on Wednesdays, every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so that's 4 to 5 p.m. Pacific.
Mm-hmm.
On Instagram and TikTok Live. If you can't join us then by Friday, the video will be posted in the video library on our
Mm.
website. And then while you're on our website, so that's a great way to support us. It's to follow us on social media. All of that is free. You don't have to
Yeah.
pay to follow us on social media. Subscribe to our YouTube, share our videos,
Yes.
comment, interact with us.
Share.
That
Yes.
is super important, and it's a great free way to support us. But the best way to support us with your coin is to buy some of our merch,
Damn.
right? And so we are developing merch specifically for the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
That hasn't come out yet because me and you need to work on that together.
Yeah.
But on our website within our merch store, we have our own thing. So any of you
Mm-hmm.
guys who are coming here from following me and my podcast Beyond Deconstructing probably already knew about the bodega, which is my personal merch store. And it used to live on my website, teachandmakeapole.com.
Mm-hmm.
But once we launched our joint website, I said, why not just have a joint store with my sister? We don't need to have two separate stores. We don't need people coming to my website to buy my merch and then
Mm-hmm.
trying to go over to the website, our website to buy the podcast merch. And then whenever Lamia comes out with her own merch, like it don't need to be in three separate places. Y'all can come
Exactly.
to Let Me Call My Sis and get all of our shit from one spot. And honestly, until we launch our Patreon, and even once we launch our Patreon, buying our merch is one of the most immediate ways that you guys can
Mm.
show us some love,
Mm-hmm.
as well
Mm-hmm.
as get some cool shit. Cause like Peffy was saying, the downloads I've been getting
Crazy.
have inspired like a whole new line of like this stuff that's on our website right now was never on the bodega.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
It's brand new.
And I don't know, maybe we can talk about this after, but I know like I had a podcast I started when the quarantine first started. I mean, that could be something that might go into the fold here. I might dissolve it and kind of like maybe bring some of the more popular episodes into the this website.
Mm-hmm.
Um, maybe that could be one of the brand shirts. Y'all got to go with me because I do kind of like that phrase. I think it's
Period. That's what
hilarious.
I'm saying.
But
Like,
there are a couple really good interviews that I did over there too that I would love to transfer over. So we'll see. Stay tuned, y'all. If you've been following me over there, just come on over here because we about to bring that over here anyway.
Exactly.
And there's still some things that I want to touch on. As a dancer, as a mover, as a performing artist, we're building. You guys are at the beginning stages of this with us, and so we're sort of developing the brand and who we are, and fusing both of our brands together. So yeah, just stay with us if you've been with us, and then get other
Y'all
folks.
gotta go with us.
Y'all gotta go with us.
Cause we going beyond deconstructing.
You gotta keep going with us, okay? Yes, go beyond deconstruction. Oh my
That's
god.
why y'all gotta go with us because we going beyond deconstructing. Yeah, that was off the dome. Just so you know.
That's cute. Yeah, y'all. So yeah, just stay tuned. It's definitely tuned in on Wednesday on the live 7 p.m.
Yes, exactly. Because I'm so excited. We're doing The Alchemist. If you don't have the book, don't worry about it because we're using the Audible book. But if you are somebody who wants to have the physical book, or it's something that you want to revisit on your own, or you're somebody who, like, I know you want me to send you the timestamps for what we're doing, who likes to review the shit ahead of time so that you're coming in a little bit prepared. Don't worry about it. You can go ahead and get the book. Not this week to start off, but going forward for each book, when we launch it, we're gonna have like a schedule of okay, so for this week we're covering this amount of time in the Audible book, and and then you can go ahead and prepare if you want to. But starting this week, like, we're just going into it, and we might not get that much of the book done. We might just do a lot of discussion to kind of set things up, but we'll play it by ear. But I know definitely starting in week 2, you know me and my spreadsheets, bitch. I'm gonna send you a spreadsheet, and then I'm gonna have a link to it on our website so y'all can be prepared, kind of like a syllabus.
Don't get now, for those of us with a brain like mine, don't get scared when you hear these words, syllabus, spreadsheets and shit. Just know, just
I'm
show
also
the fuck
autistic,
up.
You guys.
Just show the fuck up, okay?
This is the autistic side of my brain. This is the part that, see, we be ADHD vibing, but then I veer off to the right or the left when the autism kicks in. So it's all right. It's all right. It's a balance.
At least you know that it's that. At least I gotta deal with a nigga that's gonna make me feel like I'm retarded. Oh, that's not the word you're supposed to use.
Yeah, I'm so glad you caught it because I was about to catch up. Like, we don't use that word around here. But
at least you know what I'm saying. You know that that's where it comes from when you get like this. So, but I have my moments too. Like when I really want to like do something, like computer wise and do all this. I mean, it's like you can't stop me. But it happens probably like 3 times a year, really. So
that's that ADHD hyper focus.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, tune in Wednesday, guys. This was great.
Yes, absolutely. Because I'm hungry. I ain't eating.
Same.
I'm about to go get me a little snacky snack. All right, big sister. Love you.
All right. Love you. Bye, guys.
Bye.